Hey y'all, it's Caressa Bra Artistry. I am the queen of eyebrows for women of color, and today's video is a little different. I'm going to do a story time on when I accidentally curved Jada. Now, some of you already know who Jada is, but for those of you who don't know, her name is Jada Chavez on Instagram, but when she introduced herself to me back in 2016, her name was Amora Jada, then it turned into Jada Wada, and then now it's Jada Chavez. She is on a show called The Impact Atlanta on BET Plus. She's an American businesswoman when you Google her, and she's also Lil Baby's baby mama, which is how a lot of people have come to know her. People can agree with it or disagree with it. I'll expand on that more in the video. But anyways, that's just a rundown of those of you who do not know who she is. Most people do know her now. Anyways, I also want to use this as a teachable moment to estheticians. You don't have to do every client that requests you. That doesn't go for just celebrities and famous people. That can be doctors, judges, lawyers, teachers, corporate people. If there are boundaries that you have with your business, if there are non-negotiables or whatever the case may be, you don't have to accept every single client that requests you, estheticians. But anyways, I'll get more into that. I'm going to tell my story. Keep watching. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like I said in my intro, I am going to tell you my story time on how I accidentally curved Jada. And the reason why I feel like I did kind of curve her, because even after I looked her up, I didn't feel the need to call her back and be like, hey girl, how you doing? Like, anyway, so yeah, I accidentally curved her. But before I get into that, press that subscribe button right now. And also press the bell icon so that you can get notifications on all of my new videos. Also, my social links will be listed below. Now, after this year, which is 2022, I will no longer be making any posts on my timeline. If I do anything, it will be in my Instagram stories. Instagram algorithm has been shitty all year long. This is 2022, and it's been like a disaster all year long. I no longer feel the need to post on my timeline when it comes to Instagram because nobody sees it anyway, so it's just really a waste of time. So yes, after this year 2022, there will be no more posts on my timeline on Instagram. So with that being said, I'm still gonna have my social links listed below. You can still follow me on Instagram, but like I said, I'm just gonna be making posts in my actual stories. But you can follow and like me on Facebook. That will be listed below as well, and I will be actually posting my pictures, my work, all of my arches that I create on my beautiful clients. That will be on my Facebook, so you can like and follow my Facebook. But anyways, y'all, so I have been doing eyebrows for about 6.5 years. It is currently November 2022. I've been doing eyebrows since like February or March of 2016. So I've been doing eyebrows for 6.5 years. I've been in the game for a long time. I rub elbows with a whole lot of people. So back in 2016, I think it was like in the summertime or whatever, there was a girl here. She does eyebrows. She was pretty popular. She razored eyebrows and she tinted them. So she was really cool with Alexis Sky. Her and I were acquaintances, and she wanted me to work at Alexis Sky Spa alongside her. So anyways, I was working at Alexis Sky Spa. Now, this was before anybody knew who Alexis Sky was. This is when she was dating Fetty Wap, but this was before Love and Hip Hop LA. This was before the baby and her claiming it to be Fetty Wap's baby. So this was before all that. Now, side piece dialogue, a lot of people, like during the latter part of Alexis Sky Spa being open, a lot of people, well, the employees there were saying, oh, she's gonna open up a spa in LA, blah, blah, blah. And in my mind, I'm like, how's she gonna open up a spa in LA and don't nobody know her? This is before Love and Hip Hop LA, and then so it was talks that she she was gonna be on Love and Hip Hop in LA, and I'm like, nobody knows her though. So this is when Alexis Sky had like not even 200,000 followers yet. Like she still had followers on Instagram like inside of 100,000. I don't know, but it was just so weird to me. Like, how can you go to LA and don't nobody know you in LA? But anyway, she did ultimately go to LA. She was on Love and Hip Hop LA, and she was inside of Masika's storyline, and then that is how she's known as Alexis Sky today. So the girl that I was acquainted with who did eyebrows or whatever, I guess, you know, Atlanta is the type of city, it's very who's who. Like, this a clout chasing that city for you. If I ever seen one, even though I'm from here, I know how this city does. It's like, if you know this person, then I'm gonna come to you. It don't matter if you have talent. Not taking anything away from the brow artist, because she was, you know, pretty good at what she did, but you don't have to have talent. You can be a hairstylist, you could be a makeup artist, you could be a nail tech, and if you did this person, especially Jada, Ari, influencers, all these people, everybody wants to go to you to get their services done. So it's been like that. That's just how it is. So with that being said, the young lady, because she was cool, I guess, with Alexis, a lot of people want to like really, you know, go to her, mess with her on the eyebrow tip. I don't really know for sure because she never told me. So there was a point in my career where I used to travel for work. I would, you know, get my wax warmer, my wax, my sticks. Like I had like a little kit, and I would travel with it. I even had a like a little plug outlet that you could put inside of the cigarette holder so that I could be having my wax hot or whatever. So yeah, those days was over with. Like, I ain't want to travel no more. I was done. I said I want to be like at a steady place. Like, I want to be like at a brick and mortar. I want to sit down somewhere and take my clients in. So the days of traveling was over with. I never wanted to do it again. Like, only person I would have tried before was Beyonce. Like, for real, you would have had to be Beyonce. Even now to this day and where I am in my career, you got to be Beyonce, girl. I'm not going to nobody's house. I don't feel like it. I don't want to. It's not gonna happen. So anyways, that was one of my non-negotiables as an esthetician. I was like, I'm not doing traveling no more. I'm at this, you know, I'm at Bella Sky Spa. You want to come to me, you know what I'm saying? You come to me, you get your eyebrow done or whatever. So boom, one day I get a phone call. Answer the phone. I'm like, hey. She was like, hey, I wanted to know if I could get my eyebrows done. This is the more Jada. And so when she said her name, I didn't know who the hell she was. But when she said her name, it was like in a familiar way. So I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I done did her eyebrows or something before, you know what I'm saying? So because she was like, this is a more Jada, I was like, oh, okay, have I done your eyebrows before? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. And so she was like, I just wanted to know if you could do my eyebrows today, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna be at the shop, I'm gonna be at the spa at such and such and such time. She was like, actually, can you come to my hotel room? I was like, oh, you know, I stopped doing traveling like 2 months ago, girl. I'm so sorry. No, girl, can't come to your hotel room. I ain't say it just like that, but I was like, oh, well, unfortunately I stopped traveling like 2 months ago. But you can come to the spa, like if you wanted to get your eyebrows done today. Like I said, I'm gonna be there at such and such time. But if those times don't work, you can tell me a time that works better. And she was like, oh, well, she was telling me how I think somebody had did her eyebrows and traveled to her before. Girl, what the hell they got to do with me? Like, I really didn't know, you know, what that had to do with anything. On top of the fact, I did not know who she was. Now, not knowing who she was, right? When she said her name, I was like, more Jada. But when she said it, like I said, like she said it in a familiar way, like I knew who she was. I had no idea who she was. Like, I had never seen her in my whole entire life. I had never heard her name in my whole entire life. I didn't even know this girl existed before she had called me. So didn't know who she was. So when she was like, oh, this is more Jada, I'm like, kind of like, how is that? You know what I'm saying? Have I did your eyebrows before? Like, type shit. Like, I don't know who this is though, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, she was like, you know, oh, you know, somebody, she said somebody, I don't know if it was the girl who I was acquainted with who did eyebrows, but she said somebody had traveled to her before. And I was like, oh, well, girl, unfortunately I stopped doing that 2 months ago. Like, you know, it's kind of a hassle to, you know, lug my stuff around. It's just a lot. But like I said, you can come to the spa at such and such time, or you could just tell me the time that you want to come in, and then I have, you know, such and such brow artist open it for me, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, well, you know, I did kind of need them done immediately. So, you know, if I don't find anybody to do my eyebrows, I'll just let you know, blah, 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 blah. I was like, cool, boom. So when we got off the phone, I was like, who the hell is Amore Jada? Like, I didn't know who she was. But when I had looked her up, I had Googled her, nothing came up. And then I had looked on Instagram and I was like, how the hell do you spell Amore? I had to Google how to spell Amore. I ain't know how to spell no Amore. I ain't even know what the hell that meant. When I looked up the spelling of Amore, I typed it into Instagram. I said Amore Jada and she came up. Didn't know who she was. Like I said, I had never seen her in my whole entire life. Didn't even know she existed. A lot of people throughout the years have said that Jada was popping like back in high school, but y'all, I'm older than her. Like, I'm way older. When she was in high school, I was already in my 20s. Like, whatever is popping in high school, like, nigga, I don't know what's going on. Like, I've been out of high school years ago. But what I will say is that the brow artist who, you know, who she initially wanted to go to, but she wasn't able to do her eyebrows, and then that's when she referred her to me. But she was her age, so she was very young as well. I didn't know nothing about that age group. I didn't know who was popping. Like, y'all, I was so dumbfounded. I didn't know what was going on. But with that being said, even after we got off the phone and even when I looked her up on Instagram, to be honest with y'all, I still didn't even feel the need to call her back. Like, and for a split second, I was like, should I call Shawty back? Nah, I'm not traveling no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's not gonna happen. Like, bro, like, you're gonna have to really be somebody special for Caressa to move for you. When I say I'm not traveling, I don't give a damn who you is. Like, it's not happening, like, whatsoever. So for a small split second, because when I looked on her Instagram, I'm like, oh, okay, she popping, you know, she's doing her thing or whatever. But she didn't even have 1 million followers yet. I think she only had like, shit, maybe 500,000-600,000, but that didn't do nothing for me, especially to this day. Oh my God, I do, even especially now, I do not care how many followers you have. I don't even care who you are. Like, if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. Now, that's not, to me, I feel like it's not going to make or break my career, because y'all don't like to put nobody on anyway. Not talking about Jada. I don't know if she put people on or not put people on, but people don't like to, like, Instagram influencers, they're not really keen on, first of all, being loyal, because I've seen it. Instagram influencers are not really that loyal. They're chair hoppers. They go to the next best thing. They're just like Groupon people. Groupon clients are the clients who are looking for the next deal. Instagram influencers are people who are looking like for the next biggest thing, the next biggest come up. And I'm just not on that wave. I'm about longevity. I'm about loyalty. Anyways, y'all, I didn't mean to get on that whole rant. But like I said, like, even when I seen her page and I seen who she was, I didn't even feel the need to call her back and be like, hey girl, you know what, I'll travel to you, because I'm like, I already done said no. I'm not about to, you know what I'm saying, backpedal, backtrack, because like, I'm not about to be sitting up here looking like no groupie for somebody who I never seen, never met in my whole life, and somebody who won't even impact my career in a negative or a positive way. Now, fast forward to today, November 2022. In hindsight, I kind of feel like that would have been a good networking opportunity for me. I've met a lot of famous people inside of my career. Like, you know, I'm the best in my industry, and that's facts. I'm the best in my industry when it comes to eyebrows. Man, I've rubbed elbows with, oh my God, so many celebrities, so many people. But even with me rubbing elbows, y'all still not coming to me. So with that being said, like, I do feel like it would have been a good networking opportunity. Now, at that time, I didn't know her and she didn't have any significance whatsoever to me. She kind of don't now, and that's no shade to her. Like, she kind of don't now. But like back in the day, she definitely didn't have no significance to me. So that's why I didn't even feel the need to call her back. And that's no shade. I don't know if this sounds like a shady video, like, but that's just my thoughts. And like, one thing about Caressa gonna keep it real. Caressa gonna keep it real. I just didn't see the need to do her eyebrows. I didn't see the need to call her back and be like, hey, you know what, I'll travel to you. Why would I? Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. And like I said, even now, she can hit me today. She can hit me today. I'm not traveling to do her eyebrows. Even her being who she is and her celebrity and her fame, I am not traveling, not to no Jada. No, not traveling to no Ari. I ain't traveling to none of the Instagram people. Like, nobody at all. The only person I would travel to is Tay. And that's because, girl, you gotta have Nicki Minaj on site, my nigga. Like, she gotta be there waiting on me to do her eyebrows. Like, that's the only, like, it gotta make sense for me. It has to make sense for my career. It has to make sense for what I actually want to do. Like, y'all, it gotta make sense. It gotta make sense. I mean, it really do. It really do. I also wanted to speak on the way she introduced herself to me. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It was just very interesting to me that when she called me, she was like, "This some more Jada." And I'm like, have I did your eyebrows before? Because I'm not familiar with you, girl. Like, I don't know who this is. And so I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like, I've met like a lot of famous people or people who are like baby mamas and best friends with celebrities. They don't introduce themselves by their Instagram name, y'all. I'm sorry, that's no shade, but come on now. Like, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know you now. I do kind of feel like maybe she was just real young at the time, but like her introducing herself as a more Jada, I ain't gonna lie, like it put me off just a little bit, because it's kind of like the way that you introduce yourself, like, "Hey, this is more Jada." I'm like, what, I'm supposed to be happy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna, like, it kind of put me off a little bit. Like, I am a Cancer and I'm very intuitive and I pay attention to body language. I pay attention to the inflection in people's voices. I pay attention to, you know, just how people say stuff, how people move, how people do stuff. Like, I'm very big on that, and I've been that way since I was a little ass girl. So when she said, "Hey, this some more Jada," like, I kind of knew who she was already. It kind of like, it's kind of, I don't know, it just kind of made me feel like if I come to you, you gonna be on some, you know what I'm saying, like, this my show type shit. And it's really my show. Like, when I'm doing your eyebrows, it's about me and you. I'm not about to cater to nobody. I don't want to feel like I gotta kiss your ass. So that kind of put me off just a little bit. I was kind of like, and you know. So with that being said, you know, it's just kind of like, oh, she one of them type of people. Oh, she one of them. She think she one of them Instagram people. That's what I said. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. That's what I said. So when I looked her up and she didn't come up on Google, but then she came up on Instagram, I said, oh Lord, she's gonna need Instagram people. Oh, ego. All I can think about when I think about Instagram famous people is ego. Ego, ego, ego. And I don't want to meet your ego, girl. I want to meet you. I don't want to have nothing to do with your ego. You know, so I I don't know. I just kind of navigated that like, yeah, girl, I'm definitely not about to travel to you. On top of the fact that if you really wanted your eyebrows done by Caressa, you would come to the spa. So that's kind of like, with that being said, that was my whole mind frame. That's how the conversation went. It was a pretty short conversation, but it was a lot of thoughts. And like I said, in that millisecond, I said, damn, I should probably hit Shawty back to do her eyebrows. But I didn't, and I didn't want to. With that being said, let me say this, okay? Because it has to be said, and somebody got to say the shit. There are people who really didn't know who she was. You know, I wouldn't have known who she was if she didn't call me that one fateful day that I did not do her eyebrows. When people like myself and many others say that Lil Baby put her on, and y'all want to argue us down to the ground. I mean, y'all want to body slam us down to the ground. When we say, oh yeah, Lil Baby put her on, da 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 da. No, she was a millionaire before she met him. She was already popping. Listen, y'all gotta relax. Y'all gotta relax. We are not taking her accomplishments away from her. We're not taking away from the fact that she's a cute girl. She dressed cute. She sold her hair. She had her company. She had her shit going on. Like I said, if she hadn't called me, I wouldn't have known that this girl existed until she popped out with Lil Baby. When I seen them two pop out together, I was like, oh, that's the girl who had called me that time. Y'all, it's people who really honestly don't know who that girl was. Man, I got so many clients who didn't know who that girl was until she became Lil Baby girlfriend. Y'all gotta stop doing that. Like, I understand that y'all really fuck with her heavy, and I think that's great. But y'all, please don't argue with Sam when we don't know who the hell people are. Like, y'all gotta stop doing. You can stand for your people. But y'all, please stop making it seem like we're throwing shade. Even this video, it's not shady. It's my story time. It's my truth. Can't nobody tell Carissa how I felt in that moment. Can't nobody say, you know what I'm saying, Carissa, you should have did her eyebrow. Carissa, you should. Like, I made that decision for myself. I made that decision for my career. I made that non-negotiable for myself. I didn't want to do her eyebrows, and it wasn't going to happen. So y'all really have to stop doing it. Like, stop trying to argue us down when we don't agree with y'all. We think that Lil Baby put her on. That's not taken away from her achievements. Yes, girl, you sold your hair. Yes, girl, you was a millionaire. Whatever. I don't know what she was. But with that being said, like, we don't care. Like, we still feel like he put her on because, like I said, had she not called me, I wouldn't have known who that girl was till she popped out with Lil Baby. And the only reason I know who Lil Baby is because he was on Quality Control, he was popping, he was an upcoming rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we know these people. Girl, I didn't know who that man, I didn't know who that woman was. I did not know who that woman was. Y'all can argue me down. It's just not going to happen. Do y'all know how many... Y'all, even my own friend who I don't talk to no more, and not because of that situation, she's just a shady bitch, but even my own friend, don't you know, me and this girl was arguing on the phone, yelling and screaming, no, he didn't put her on, and I get tired of y'all saying that. That's shade. Y'all don't... Girl, how is that shade? Because we don't know who she is. Girl, we recognize her success. I think it's great. I love to see a black woman win. I think that's great, but we don't be knowing who these people be or whatever. But anyways, sorry to go on about that, but y'all people be getting on my nerves about that. Like, yes, we have our opinion. We feel like he put her on. If you feel like he didn't put her on, then great. If we feel like he did put her on, great. Can we just all get along and have our differences in opinions? Y'all, one thing about me, I'ma go on the rants. I'ma go on the tangent. Because people be getting on my nerves. And this is stuff that I be talking to people about, like clients, girlfriends. Like, I be talking about stuff like this. But then also, she's on a show called The Impact Atlanta. She's been getting a whole lot of backlash. A lot of people have been saying that she's shady, has this elite attitude. She has this entitled attitude. She thinks she's better than people. She wants to be the main character. She makes a competition out of her and her friends. Like, she's been getting a whole lot of backlash from that show. Now, I haven't seen any entitlement. I don't know the girl like that. The only small little, like, hint and nudge I got at the entitlement thing is the, you know, okay, well, since you can't travel to my hotel, I probably won't come to you. Girl, just come to the shop. Girl, do you want your eyebrows done or not? Now, with that being said, she ended up getting her eyebrows microbladed anyway, so... You know, I don't even know if she gets her eyebrows done, like groomed, waxed, or whatever anymore. She probably, you know, could very well have a makeup artist that arches them and, you know, cleans them up that way because she has gotten microblading. Now, with her eyebrows, she has a straight arch and they look like they were a little sparse back in 2016. This was kind of before microblading had got real big. I still, to this day, I really wish that microblading would have never came out because I feel like, you know, it's kind of like diminished the natural eyebrow community, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But anyway, she ended up getting her eyebrows microbladed anyway, so it didn't make her or break her that I didn't do her eyebrows, and it didn't make me or break me that I didn't do her eyebrows. With that being said, estheticians, you do not have to take every client that requests you. My non-negotiable and my boundaries were that I wasn't traveling anymore. It's not gonna happen. I don't care who you are. You would have to be Beyonce coming down from heaven and requesting me to travel to you in order for me to have traveled. I was tired of traveling. I was tired of carrying like my wax. I was so burned out on that. I was like, I want to go somewhere where I can sit down, my clients can enjoy their service, and I can render their service, and they can take their ass home. Okay, so I was truly over traveling. Like, I was done with it. I didn't want to do it anymore. So when she called, and she wasn't the first person to ask me to travel, but when she called, I'm like, yeah, no. And my thing is, if you really want your eyebrows done, you will come to the spot. If you don't, because she didn't want to come to me, I wasn't her first choice. Like, you know, she wanted to go to the other eyebrow artist, but she wasn't able to do it or whatever because she was with Alexis. So like, I was the backup plan anyway. So it was like, okay, shit, well, go to the girl who you wanted to do it in the first place. But with that being said, y'all don't have to do everybody that comes to y'all. If you were in my situation, and you used to travel and do mobile services, I know a lot of people did that during 2020 during quarantine, and you no longer do that and you don't give a damn who nobody is, stand on that. Stand on your principles. If you are somebody who, I don't take phone calls after 8 p.m. Don't take phone calls after 8 p.m. estheticians. If you are somebody that really do not want kids in your shop, in your working space, they can be your favorite client and be going through a lot. Just let them know, like, girl, you know, I know you got a whole lot going on, but I really don't accept kids inside of the shop. Girl, I'm sorry. We can just reschedule to another day. Don't let nobody bully you over your policies. Do you know how many people hate my no-show policies? They hate my cancellation policies. I don't care who you are. I have policies that you have to abide by, and it just is what it is. And they go for everybody. They go for celebrities, famous people. No, you're gonna pay that fee. You're gonna come up off that change when you cancel at a certain time, or if you're on no show, you're gonna come up off that rat. It's just gonna happen. I don't care who you are. So estheticians, do not let people curve your policies. You don't have to take every single client that comes to you. If you have a client that comes to you and you don't necessarily like their energy, don't book their next appointment. Don't even ask them, because I done did that before. Don't even ask them if they want to book their next appointment. Bro, they gonna say yeah. And you gonna be mad. And you gonna be like, God damn, girl, I'm tired of seeing you. It's gonna be a problem. You don't have to take everybody that comes to you. You don't have to accept estheticians, beauty professionals, cosmetologists. You don't have to accept every single client that wants your services. Girl, they is not gonna die. Boy, they is not gonna die. They gonna be all right. Go to somebody else. I don't do it no more. Go to somebody else. Your price is this. I thought your price was this. Nope. Well, it is not. Go to somebody else. What that means? Get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it, girl. Get somebody else to do it. I'm not about to do your services, girl. You just have to deal with it. Oh well. Because in the beauty industry, people like to argue you down about your prices. They want to haggle you on your prices. Talk about your policies. You are free. This is America. You are free, ma'am, sir, to do and go to whoever you want to go to with your money and your budget. If I say I charge $100 for this and you tell me, well, I usually pay $75, you know what? And you usually need to go to the place that you usually pay $75 at. And why is you telling me what you paid, girl? That's between you and the person you pay the $75 to. Stop it. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop this, please. So anyways, y'all, all of that to say, beauty professionals, estheticians, cosmetologists, barbers, everybody, if you are a service professional and you have non-negotiables, and you have boundaries, and you have just certain things in your business, don't bend or break for nobody, because then you're gonna end up being mad, and then you're gonna be resentful towards that client when you could have just drew the line and saying, no, I don't do this. Well, yes, you can, you know, I'm sorry, I don't offer that anymore. Oh, well, you know, this is the price now, you know. Well, you said it was such and such last year. Well, this is the price this year. I did have to go up, you know, increase my prices due to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or you don't even have to tell them. You can just not come. If it's too much for you and your budget don't fit it, ma'am, sir, please go to somebody else. Get somebody else to do it. Okay, and that's just that. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. It is no shade in any form, shape, or fashion to Jada. I just didn't want to travel to her. I just didn't care to do that whatsoever. And then, like, I don't know how loyal she is. If I would have traveled to her, like, girl, then you would want me to travel again and again and again. And I just didn't want to set myself up for that. I don't know how loyal she is. You know what I'm saying? I be saying what be going on Impact. I seen the sister situation. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how loyal she would have been as a client, you know? So with that being said, y'all, this story was just in good fun. Like, it's a true story, but it's just me telling my story. Anyways, with that being said, if y'all want me to tell more stories, when I tell y'all I've been through so much in my career, I've been through so much in my life. Like, I've been through a lot. I have stories for days down. If y'all want more stories, you know, feel feel free to let me know. Let me know if y'all want more story times. I kind of enjoyed doing this video. You can see my personality a little bit more. I ain't have to do no tutorial. Oh my God. You know, I like this. I like story times. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. Like I said, please subscribe and I will see y'all next video. Bye.